Game Week 31 Plus saw 9 out of 20 EPL teams keep clean sheets. A lot of teams have played in ways where they don't create too many chances. Because of this, my first instinct for Game Week 32 Plus was to bring in a defender with a good matchup who also gets forward a bit, such as Aurier or Wan-Bissaka. I think these two players are terrific options going forward, but with my double Wolves and double Liverpool defense, and with Ward at home to Burnley this week, I felt like bringing in one of those players wouldn't be as effective as doing something that can reshape my team elsewhere, because I'm happy with my defenders besides Ward, and I have 0.0 in the bank, so I can't upgrade Ward at the moment. At this point, Liverpool have already won the title, but I think Van Dijk might not get rotated as much as the other Liverpool players, and I'm just going to have to wait and see with Trent Alexander-Arnold, because if he does play, he's such a good player to own. The Liverpool player that I've decided to get rid of is risky, but I've gotten rid of Mohamed Salah. I fear that he will be rotated. Now, I think Salah is a good option against Man City this week, especially because of the Fernandinho red card, but I'd love to be able to spread his funds around, and when a player costs so much, I don't want to be worrying about his minutes. The player I've transferred in is Martial. I owned Martial previously this season, and I think he was good value then and even better value now in a Manchester United team that should continue to produce goals. Obviously, he had a hat-trick last game, but even against Spurs, he could have easily scored if not for a good save by Lloris. He plays as striker and is listed as a midfielder and costs only 8.1. He's just great value. A significant reason why I'm now doubled up on Manchester United is their amazing fixtures for the rest of the season. As I've been making this video, I've decided to make a transfer with the money that the Martial move has given me. That move is to get rid of Nakamba and to bring in the American Christian Pulisic. I love his matchup against West Ham. They've been very poor. For this reason, I also think Alonso is a great option. Chelsea's fixtures are great. I still just don't trust teams to keep clean sheets as much as I do with Liverpool or Wolves. So last week went pretty well as I got 86 points and a solid green arrow up to 18k overall. I had my cat Donna pick my captaincy between Jimenez or Doherty, and as you may have seen, she picked Doherty, so that's who I went with. He did get a clean sheet but did not get an attacking return, even though he did have the highest XG on Wolves in that game. Besides Martial, I think there are a lot of potentially good transfers to make this week since we have more data available. For example, we now know that Sheffield United are in horrendous form, and that raises the value of Spurs players, especially Kane, Son, and Aurier. After my Salah to Martial move, I could go DCL to Kane, but I feel like it would hurt my flexibility as I have other players I want to target who may be better value than Kane. Kane did have 6 shots last game, which is a lot, and it's a good sign that he has explosive capabilities. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had 7 shots against Norwich, but none of them were really big chances, but still, 7 shots is a ton. Everton have tougher fixtures coming up soon, and I don't know how to feel about them as a team. This is why I've decided to bring in Pulisic to bench Calvert-Lewin. I'm just so uncertain about him, and there are informed teams with good fixtures such as Chelsea and Manchester United. If it wasn't for Everton's lack of goal scoring against Norwich and their difficult matchup this week with Leicester, I would play Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think this -4 could pay off over the next couple of weeks. Again, Chelsea have great fixtures and just beat Man City. Another team who has great fixtures is Manchester City, so when I get rid of Aubameyang, I could shift that money into the midfield and get Mahrez. I think after this week, I'll be getting rid of Aubameyang regardless of what he does against Norwich because his fixtures get difficult and he's been poor. This even opens the door for me to get Salah back if I go Aubameyang down to Nketiah. Then I could go Luis to Salah for his game against Villa that week. That could be an option if I think Salah will play, but I think a simple transfer such as Ward to Wan-Bissaka to accompany the downgrade of Alba is more likely. My captain this week will be Jimenez because he's so trustworthy. You may wonder why I'm not captaining Aubameyang, and it's because he's not in good form and he plays for Arsenal, who I can't make myself captain a player from. Jimenez has scored in the previous 2 matches and plays for a better team than Aubameyang. Now, I'm going to attempt to predict the scores for Game Week 32 Plus. I think it is important to think about what you think is most likely to happen in the matchups when deciding which players to get. I don't consider myself good at predicting individual games, but I'll see how many I can get right. If you've watched this far into the video, consider liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. My predictions are Wolves beat Aston Villa 2-0. Aston Villa could score in this game. I'm not super confident in my Wolves defenders. Watford and Southampton draw 1-1. Crystal Palace and Burnley draw 0-0. Manchester United beats Brighton 2-0. Arsenal beats Norwich 2-1. Arsenal are super tough to predict in my opinion. Newcastle beat Bournemouth 1-0. Leicester and Everton draw 1-1. Chelsea beat West Ham 3-1. Spurs beat Sheffield United 2-0. Liverpool beat Man City 2-1. Who knows what happens in that game. That's the end of the video. I'll see you next time.